If we look at the choreography here, you've had the Nord Stream explosions, then you have a Black Monday for Ukraine. 84 missiles were launched against this country on Monday. And today the Polish say we've detected a leak in an oil pipeline. In your view, are we now in a form of hybrid war, even here in the West?
Well, I would say on that day when President Putin announced mobilization and his whole strategy from that point of view, it's escalation strategy. And I think we have to count that there will be even more escalation. And therefore, I would certainly see all actions taken by Russia on that kind of escalatory track. Therefore, also threatening nuclear weapons, the use of nuclear weapons is part of that, but that is probably the ultimate tool what Mr. Putin can use, and he's been, blackmailing. I would put this nuclear, doing this nuclear blackmailing for quite a time. Therefore, before he gets to this nuclear issue, I would say we will see most likely another escalations, and they would be most likely in hybrid terms. And we have to look very carefully on our critical infrastructure.
And you mentioned escalation and potentially attacks on critical infrastructure. So that means, the pipelines and anything that has to do potentially with internet, telecoms, communications. But I wonder, just to make it very clear, if that were to happen, and you look at Article 5 of NATO, how's the response? How does NATO respond to this? Because Article 5 does not make a reference to infrastructure.
Well, I think this Article 5 is a political issue, and the decision will be taken on case-by-case basis. And we've seen the evolution of Article 5, specifically, for example, the cyber. NATO stated very clear that there might be cases when cyber attack is viewed as Article 5. And therefore, I certainly would see also that there might be cases when vital interests of states are threatened, NATO states are threatened, and NATO can step in protecting interests. And therefore, I would look also very carefully on resilience, how we can strengthen resilience on our critical infrastructure. And also, as winter is coming, it's very clear that Putin's strategy is actually to harm Europe as much as possible when it comes to energy. And this probably is his last option to change European views on Ukraine.